Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and in today's video we are going to talk about the next burst weapon that is coming to global, and we are also going to talk about the new force weapon which is going to be featured for Kain. Warrior of Light also comes back and he's getting his burst weapon, and we will also talk a bit about the new Shinryu fight. So give me a quick second and we'll talk about Kain's force and then his burst. Alright, so Kain's force is called the Wyvern Lance, and this grants him the force skill Cross Jump. Now, what's cool about the force skills is that when you use them, you will also see another character present in the animation, and it's usually a character that has something in common with the force character. So, with Kain, for example, his force partner is going to be Aranea because they are both dragoons, and their last name is Highwind. So with Cross Jump, it is a 6-hit AoE range Brave HP attack dealt 3 times. It deals split damage, and it raises Brave damage cap and max Brave cap. This you're going to see with a lot of the force weapons going on after Kain. And then after that, so this raises the party's Brave based on HP damage dealt after the last, except for Kain, which is kind of weird because it mentions the party but excludes Kain. This will also start a launch. It has an instant turn rate, and it enters... and then you enter force time for 5 turns. So just for some of the basic about the force passive. So 1 out of 3, it does raise like the Brave damage cap and then the max Brave cap. It also adds another use to the force skill, so you have 2 total. 2 out of 3 will just improve the force time, and then 3 out of 3 the force is extended to 10 turns and improves the force effect or skill. So a little bit about Kain's force time. The HP damage bonus starts at 110%, and there are 2 ways you can raise it. So if you're using a ranged attack, it goes up by 2%. This also includes any off-turn triggers, so something like Freya or Cisne or Nox Burst Effect. And you can also raise it up by another 2% when you start a launch, so someone like Sid Reigns or Selphie or Kais. Okay, moving on to the burst weapon. So Kain's burst is called the Holy Lance, and this grants him the finishing burst Dragoon's Pride. It is a 12-hit AoE Brave single-target HP attack that deals splash damage. The burst effect is 8 turns and is party-wide. So what it does is it raises the party's Stolen Brave Overflow, their Gain Brave Overflow, raises their Brave damage, their HP damage, and then their max Brave cap. And then at 2 out of 3, so it will add party Stolen Brave Overflow up, Gain Brave Overflow up, and then max Brave cap up. Alright, and then for Warrior of Light here, Warrior of Light will also be getting C90, and his Eldian burst comes back. So for his burst plus, when it's at 2 out of 3, it will improve his ultimate shield burst effects. So it adds party HP damage up, party max Brave cap up, and then party Brave gain up. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the boss for Shinryu, and the big, bad, evil, giant boss that we are going to fight is the Floating Eyes. Yeah, I know, I was underwhelmed by that too. So you're going to be fighting 2 of these things. Yes, they do have 60 million HP, and so for their force gauge, give me a quick second. So as the fight goes on, their force gauge will slowly charge up. So around at 2 out of 5, they will sap away 10% of your HP. 3 out of 5, it's going to be 20%, and then 4 out of 5, it will be 30%. You can cancel this out if you are using Kain's force, and when I say cancel, like you can just stop their force time completely. So when their force gauge is filled, that is when they use their force attack, which is called Group Gaze, which is right over here. So this allows them to recover from break. They raise their own Brave, and then they will use an AoE magic attack that will ignore reductions. So if you're using Warrior of Light, or Gladio, or Zac, then they're still going to get hit. So to counter this, you want to use damage mitigation, or like inflict some sort of damage mitigation on them. So using someone like Raijin, Setzer, or Cater's Call, just kind of stop them from gaining Brave and dealing damage. So once they use their force attack, their force time is going to be for 3 turns, and there is going to be some changes in their attacks. So they will start just spamming HP attacks, which is going to be Ultrasonics Plus. Now if you're below 50% HP, they can inflict paralysis on you, and at the same time you don't want your HP to fall too low, because if it does, they're going to dispel your buffs and then instantly kill you. So think of it like what the Frog Robot can do in the 6 Warrior beta. So with that being said, I'm now going to head over to JP. I do not have Kain's burst, but I will still show off his force, so I will be right back. Alright, so we are back in Opera Omnia JP now. So here's my Kain. I already showed him off in my previous videos with this force, so I'm not really going to do it here. And yes, I am doing this on Lufenia, just so like the force gauge charges a little quicker. So another thing I wanted to mention is that with the force gauge, so when you're doing Chaos, the force gauge is going to be full. But when you're doing Lufenia, it's going to be at 50, and then when you're doing Shinryu, it is just going to drop, well, it's going to be at 0. It's going to start at 0. So I'm just going to cut to when the gauge is full. Okay, so now the force gauge is full. So here is a cross jump. So there's Aranea. I like this colorful aura that they have. And just like that, and remember it's instant turn rate too. And just like that, we are going to raise the gauge up. And because I have a ranged attacker like Prompto, and I have a launcher like Kain, then the gauge is going to go up slowly. Just like that. So if you are going to bring Kain's force with you, you want to take ranged attackers or launchers with you. So you could probably use the team that I'm using right now. And again, like for the Shinryu, remember there is going to be HP sap. So if you can bring like an HP attack, how do I say, HP regen, that's what I meant to say. So an HP regen, so someone like Lena or Queen or Paladin Cecil, and you should be totally fine. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, or be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you're going to go for Kain's force or his burst, and I will see you all next time.